you pussies.
Let's do the camera.
What's up, Thorps?
Okay.
What's up?
How are you Thorps doing?
Hello, Dalmatian. Missed you. Where were you yesterday?
D-Dog, what's up?
What's up, guys?
Listen, dude. Listen.
Ben,
I want to have
you...
a man-to-man conversation here.
Okay.
But since I can't do that, I'll talk with you.
Very funny.
That's
okay.
a little joke, buddy.
Ben. We're not gonna have you guys on unless you can behave. Can you don't have to can you
I love
flip
that
the cam?
attitude.
Flip
I love
the cam,
that
Ben.
attitude.
Flip the cam, please. Will you flip the cam?
Flip the cam.
What sense?
Yeah, turn the camera around. Okay, yeah, good. Keep it at this angle. Let's talk like this.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait. How do I do that? Can I do it? Well,
Okay, it's fine. No, it's fine if we stay like this. It's fine.
Well, yeah, we'll give you the better view here.
Oh yeah, okay.
God, I'm not properly.
Grace has not yet
I'm in my
assembled
jam.
everything.
I'm in my jam.
So can you guys take showers, Ben? What's going on with the showers thing?
We're low on funds, and that's what I want to talk to you about. That's why I want to have a man-to-man conversation.
Incredibly low on funds.
Okay, D-Dog. Remember way back? Okay, I'm not gonna try to bust your balls here. Way back, I was like, "What are you gonna do with your life, kid? You know, you're in your 20s, you live with your parents. What's up?" And you're like, "I'm gonna do something big. Just you wait, right?" And I'm like, "Okay, I think you could do something. You're smart. You're a nice guy. Got a lot of social skills." And you're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna create a new language or something like that. Search engine. I'm gonna compete with the
operating system, Ben.
Jeeves or a new operating system. Yeah. Well, look, I think maybe something. Do you believe in God?
Ben, what is in that cup of coffee? Is that a cup of coffee? What's in that?
Vodka.
Show me what's in that cup, Ben.
Show them the horses.
Wild horses. That's you and me, buddy.
Oh, freak you are, Ben.
Brokeback Corral.
Okay, what do you?
No,
what
listen, this is a serious proposition, but told in a jocular way. Listen, do you believe in God, or do you believe that the world is kind of run by some sort of force?
Ben, I have no idea. God or some kind of force? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think you feel a lot of times like the world is against you, which means also that you think it could be for you, right?
Okay.
But theoretically, you might get it wrong, or you may be kind of saying like, I wish it could be for me. So listen. This is I'll get out of the clouds here. I'm up in the clouds of theology and mysticism. I'll bring it right down to you. I got a great idea that is going to help everybody and bring everyone back. You said, like, let's get back with Ruby. Why can't we just all be, friends and win? Right? And I agree.
Yeah, well, Ruby hates you guys for life. I mean, she's never going to.
Think so.
Yeah, Ben. Oh, yeah.
Right. Let's say, in my opinion, Ruby is like kind of low, but kind of talented. Hoes don't really hold on to stuff, right?
Ben, I took you down. Ben, did Grace dox Ruby's real name the other day and distinctions? Was she dropping their full name, real name, like on stream?
Ruby's last name, which is the doxing part, is in her Cash App, right?
No, I didn't say her last name.
She didn't say her last name, but her last name's in her Cash App. That's on there every day, so I don't really think
Cookies? Her last name's Cookies?
No, there's another one, or Venmo or something.
And then what about distinction? Did she dox his real name?
I made up a name.
She made up a name. No one would have such a F slur.
Oh, sure. Seems legit.
I mean, it's such a gay name. It's like, anyway, it was.
Grace, do you realize that you're not helping? You're not making people like you when you're doxing their full names? Like, that's not helping your case? Or why are you doing that? Did you see Ruby's frown? Did I show you guys the Ruby frown, Ben? Did you see it?
No, show me your frown.
Okay, I'll show you. This is literally like her last stream.
You mean when she was looking at my armpit here? I saw that.
Oh, when she was like...
No, the frown towards the end where she's like, Grace doxed my name, and then she like gave a hardcore frown. I'll show you.
A hardcore frown, wow.
Unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. So what's your idea about money, man, in the
Okay,
shower?
yeah. Okay. I'll frame this. But have you ever thought, other, in addition to creating a new operating system to compete with Apple iOS and Microsoft, and also a new search engine to compete with Google, or Ask Jeeves or Firefox, would you ever think that if you were handed the position of being like an online kind of talk show host for like, a lot of money, that you'd be good at that?
I have no idea, Ben. How do you think I do on this show?
I think you do great. I think you're universally liked. No one, they may disagree with you about how, for example, you think that we should all become Zionists and slaughter Palestinians. But even if they disagreed with you about that, they couldn't help but say he's a good-natured guy. He's a great kid. So you have strong opinions, but you manage to kind of keep everyone, you're friendly. And that's what a kind of talk show host needs to be. Do you get what I'm saying?
Okay, I appreciate your compliments. I try to be nice, yeah.
Well, it's a compliment, but it's also, I'm saying, like, it's a charismatic trait. What I'm saying is, like, it's something that's very useful in a certain situation. Others may say, in other situations that may not be that useful, right? You may not be good in like a hardcore confrontation where people are taking sides, but on a talk show where you want to keep things pleasant, where you want to keep it moving, you want to keep the conversation. Wow. I'm speechless.
Yeah, and that's just one. I mean, there were
We don't want to see that.
That's brutal.
like why did you guys? She's like, Grace Dock's my real name, and then she made that face. Thoughts,
But
Thorps?
do
I
you
mean,
understand that
you literally
stop?
are cyberbullying this person, Grace. I think you guys are going too far with this, guys. I'm really concerned about this, Ben. You don't seem to think that this is like a thing that's like, dude. Why did you guys do
How
this?
is calling her by her first name a big deal? She said her first name many times.
Yeah.
Look at that, Ben. Why did you do this?
That gets me right here.
Ben, it's terrible, man. You guys
I
gotta
told Grace.
And you really you think Ruby's gonna be your friend again? She's never gonna talk to you. She hates you guys forever.
No. Here's the interesting thing. I don't think she has to be our friend to be on a show that you host that we come on. You see what I'm saying?
Even chat's even saying doxing is terrible. They showed your car and license plate, Dalmatian. Yeah, I know, dude. I know. They're not the best people.
If we did that, do you think we did that on purpose?
It's all Ben. It doesn't really matter. I mean,
well, it does matter. Doing it on purpose is different than accidentally doing that.
Ben, so when are we gonna do the shower thing?
ASAP. Now, I can go to a truck stop. We have enough money to go to a truck stop. $12.
How much money do you need, Ben?
I love this talk a lot.
This
kind of bitch. This kind of bitch needs money. Am I right about that?
And is she selling her panties? Is she getting out there?
Second.
Is she motivated? Is she just
away at this point?
Is she sleeping all day? I mean, you
trying
started
to create. She's trying to create interest by giving them away.
Mhm.
The people she's giving away to sell them for $15, and she doesn't get anything out of it. You see, the business sense is not there.
Yep, that's a mistake. Total business mistake there.
Right, exactly. I mean, you got to go from you got to put a high price to create the perception of value, whether or not there's any value.
No, I mean the value's there.
You give
Ben.
something away.
I mean, the value's there.
Oh, really? So, what about my undies?
Ben, I don't know about that value.
I don't know either.
But
among the gays, I don't know. Do they collect underwear like that? Do they sniff?
it seems like Grace has a lot of men that are interested in her.
Brought his son's underwear.
Gays have a lot of money. But anyways,
You know what we could do is we could go to the $1 gym. Dad, please, I'm not.
It's okay,
you
Ben.
said $1 gym. I don't know. What does that mean? I thought you wanted to say something.
Well, they have showers at gyms, is what I'm saying.
They have showers at gyms.
Okay. Yeah. What happened to the apartment? So you guys are not in the apartment? Is the apartment gone, or?
Well, you see, I don't have exactly the same type of personality that remains pleasant. So our neighbor there punched me in the face and said she would kill us. And the
Recently?
landlord
Recently?
also said he would punch me in the face when I said, like, I really think we need to do better than that. So that's where we're at right now. And I don't
Was that recent?
No,
How
that's
long?
a long time ago. We've been homeless since January of last year because of those events.
So I mean, what do you mean homeless?
Homeless means like you don't have a home.
Okay, but so where have you been showering in the past?
Hotels.
Hotel.
Okay, hotels. So you guys get a hotel every now and then.
Sometimes we head to a river.
Down by the river. Okay.
Take a
Shower in the river and then
and just
dumpster dive.
all natural.
Ben, are you okay living like this?
I'm much better than Grace is. A young celebrity.
So Ben, can I ask what does she do? What is she doing? Because is she like lazy? Is she not wanting to do anything? Is she depressed lately? Because I see every time you start the stream, she's putting on her makeup and she's not dressed up. She's not looking beautiful. Is she sleeping all day?
No, she's not. Grace is not capable of depression. Some people can get depressed. I can get depressed. She takes any dysfunctional energy and takes it outwards, which I'm really glad for. But it is difficult because there's a lot of how shall I say, crazy behavior. You know what I mean?
Does she wake up and think like, Dad, I'm going to make you so much money today. Dad, I'm going to make sure you're rich by the end of today. We're going nonstop today, Dad. I'm going to wear a low-cut top, look great on stream.
Exactly.
Plug the donos, plug the subs. Dad, you sit back. I'll make you a burger I'll stream like me making you a burger.
I love the vision. I love that vision.
Well, it's just basic. I mean, she needs to be making you. This is her time.
Exactly.
Why is it the Ben Thorp show? Why does I see you walk away? Well, like you guys are at the studio, right? And you walk away from the stream, and she ended. This happened recently. She ended, and it's like she won't even do 5 minutes by herself. She can't even do an hour by herself.
What we're doing is we're working out the chemistry, and there's been a lot of with bitches it works and it doesn't. They're very hard to figure out, especially if they've got like issues.
Does she know her dad's living in poverty? Does she want to help her dad?
Bristol police case.
Ben, what's going on? What's going on?
The feds.
Uh-oh.
They're going to Domino's.
Oh, okay. Thank God.
They're just getting some pizza.
They're scoping out your RV, saying, who's in that RV?
That RV is stinky.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, clearly they're just getting pizza.
He's literally going to Domino's.
Unless that's part of the app.
Maybe it
lure
is.
us into trusting them.
Maybe they're gonna. Yeah, they'll bring you a pizza. Yeah.
We're in a large parking lot. You know what I mean? It's technically private property, but
whose property?
Whoever owns the plaza.
Well, who owns it, Ben?
The Jews, probably.
Okay, so they could kick you out. So you don't even have a place to really put your. It's not public property.
It's not public now.
Okay, so you're just parked out on somebody else's property.
Well, in some ways, private property is better because the cops really have no jurisdiction unless the owner has a problem. You know what I mean?
Okay, true.
Whereas in public property, the cops can kind of harass you if they want to, but they can't. If you're not doing. Anyways, it's got its pros and cons.
Okay, I understand that.
I understand when you're a homeless person, the idea is like it's not illegal to be homeless. So
Ben, what would you do for cash? What would you do? You need cash now.
What wouldn't I do?
So you're willing to do what chat wants.
No, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do for cash, what Grace is going to do for cash, and what you're going to do for cash, and we're going to make that bag. We're going to make this money. We're going to get out of this situation permanently, all three of us. Not that you're in poverty, but you don't have a career right now in the conventional sense. I understand you go shopping a lot, and that's difficult, and you find it stressful.
It is.
I'm talking about a conventional career where you do something where you get paid for it. Going and shopping is not quite.
Crack says, hurry up with the pitch. Hurry up with the pitch.
Difficult as it might be. Okay, and here's the pitch. Okay, so you need to. I'm going to give you an assignment, my young friend. This is your assignment: is to familiarize yourself somewhat, not a whole lot, because it sucks, with Lol Cow Live and Lol Cow Queens and Lol Cow Rewind.
Okay, can I say, Ben, can I stop you right there?
Go ahead.
I think your content covering Becky Boop is terrible. I think
Great.
you Thorps together have lost your direction. You don't know what to do, and so on.
Exactly.
I think
now we're
yes. So Ben, why do you not have your daughter? Make sure she looks beautiful. She's showered. She's
great right now.
She's presenting in a good way. And just let her do the show. Let her make you all the money. Sit back and eat a burger.
Listen. I hear you. I hear everything you said. Hey, if she woke up in the morning, she's like, I'm gonna make you a bag. I'm attractive. I got a great person. Okay, but that's not possible. She doesn't do that. Okay, she can't do that right now. She wants to do that.
How long is she going to be 22, Ben? She's
logical problems. You ever deal with females?
Ben, I've known you for a long time, man.
Exactly. Yes.
She could have.
Have you ever known her?
So her time is running out, Ben. She's going to be 26, 27 before you know it, dude.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. The window of opportunity. Yeah, I know.
So this is the time.
I mean, we lost the teen years, and now we're in the early 20s, and things are still. Yeah.
We need to make some money off this crop before it rots, dude. Like you didn't plant the crop for no reason.
Exactly.
Okay.
And to pay off now. I got to carry the bag in a certain way because I wake up every day saying I want to put my tits out there. I want to make that bag. I want to make it happen. But she's got a lot of issues relating to her mother and etc. So for now, I got to carry it in terms of charisma and attractiveness and all that stuff. And she's just going to she'll get there eventually.
Ben.
And she is getting there.
Oh, yeah. She's all over it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love it, Grace. Good. Yeah. Make sure to get all the snot out of there.
Dalmatian, look, I have a rash on my chin.
Grace. Oh! Okay, I don't want to see it anymore. You need to go get to the doctor, you sick bitch.
Wash.
Oh my God, man.
She needs to wash. Exactly. Now.
It's not from being dirty.
Grace. All right.
Ben, you can't keep living like this. You are homeless. Your daughter's rashed up. You need to go and be a man and take care of.
That's why we need you.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm supposed to come save your stupid ass. I can't save you, Ben. All I can do is motivate you. I can get you fed, and we can get you showered. Why do you not even take care of yourself, you fucking asshole? Seriously. I mean, seriously, you are a person who genuinely does not take care of themselves.
Exactly. I've been abused.
Show me what kind of bedding you're sleeping on.
I just want.
Oh, the yellow. Oh, my favorite. That yellow. I love that yellow.
White.
If I was in that RV, I'd throw up. Oh, white. Yeah.
I told her not to buy these yellow sheets. I told her to buy some bright floral sheets. They're beautiful.
I tried to buy those, and they were out of stock.
She tried to buy them. What can you do? It's difficult to buy things, as you know. Then
go panhandle.
You go to the huge warehouse. It says IKEA on it. You find the item, and from there, it's brutally difficult. Anyways, we all know.
Dude, tell Grace, you need to start doing OnlyFans. I'm serious, Grace. This is
agree.
it.
I've told her to do. I'm going to do OnlyFans too. Gay OnlyFans. Whatever you got to do.
Yeah, Ben, because, I mean, so why do you not take care of yourself? It's not because of the lack of funds, because I saw you get $100, $150 a stream. You must have money. There's no way you're broke. How is that even possible?
$150 a day for two people to live on, soup to nuts, is not really a lot of money.
You already have a RV rolling home. Grace, you need to take a shower today.
Yeah.
Will you? You promise you're to take a shower today?
I promise I'll take a shower if you do some lolcow live research. You do it on stream.
Just have a conversation with us.
No, I'm not going to do any of your research, Grace.
Okay, then just talk to us about it.
All right, look. Let me lay it down. Okay, 6 to 8 on this channel. All right, let's say if we could do this, but you got to be in on the vision. My son Jerome, or John, which is doxing him apparently, and his last name is Thorp. But although he has renounced me as his father, so maybe he's taken on his mother's name at this point. But we could have a great conversation. Just three guys just hashing it out, getting to know each other, playing a little chess, talking about stuff. And for example, OPC Don, who is the in some ways the producer of this channel.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Okay. Well, you've more than heard of him because he's sort of like the guy who runs this channel, right?
I've heard the name before. I mean,
but you have a kind of relationship with him as a streamer in that he runs this channel that you're on.
I mean, somewhat, I guess. Not really, but maybe.
Well, who owns the channel?
I really don't know. I guess the guy you're saying.
Occurred to you that, like, to wonder, like, whose channel this is that you're on for all these hours?
Ben, can you please talk about something real? Are you going to take care of yourself?
No, John.
Ben. Will you take care of yourself? Will you take care of yourself?
I am right now.
No, you're not. No, you're not. So, okay, so what's the plan for today? Ben, what's the after the cigarette? We talk. What's the plan after you get off stream? What are you going to go do? You got to inhale it up your nose, man.
I'll do French.
Okay, yeah.
It depends how this conversation goes.
Like, so do you guys don't plan out your days ahead of time? You just kind of wake up and go with the flow? Oh, you're doing it okay. It's hard you're laying down. I think laying down makes sense.
There's a lot of how do you call it? What is it when you're on a plane and the plane starts shaking? Turbulence. Turbulence. We're trying to keep cool in here. It can become kind of a hot box. It can become kind of a, what do you call it? Greenhouse effect.
Ben, yeah, it must be so hot.
In and you don't no air. It just gets stinky. And
is it hot there?
Then Grace starts running the diesel with the windows open, and the diesel smell comes in. You feel like,
okay, Ben.
The handicapped people and some other groups.
Ben. So, okay, how does it go? You just wake up and then you plan your day out, or do you say?
There's a loose kind of structure.
Like you wake up and say, "Hi, Grace, we're awake and alive today."
No, it's been better, but usually it's like an hour of saying, like, could you please wake up?
So she wakes you up?
No, I do. I say, can you please wake up? I desperately need some coffee. I need a cigarette. I'm uncomfortable. And she just sleeps through it. And then she goes, I had a dream about someone saying, could you wake up? And I'm like, okay.
Wow.
You know what I mean? She's like, I integrated into my dream. Sorry, bro. And I'm like, yeah, was the guy in the dream kind of like being nice, but like kind of getting increasingly. And then so that's 2 hours. And then there's really the rest of the day is spent saying, like, I feel terrible about waking up late. And I know you're mad at me. You know. And that's it, basically.
Wow.
It's you know, a abuse victim. They're a lot of fun. Let me tell you, if you can get one, find an abuse victim, someone who's been deeply abused. Because in one sense, they don't ask for a lot. In another sense, they're very high maintenance because they're, everything for them is like, are you abusing me? Have I been a bad person? Whatever. But
Does Grace hate you, Ben? Does she hate you? Do you hate your father, Grace? So why do you not take care of him? Why do you not do what you need to do?
exactly.
Could you answer?
I haven't been very inspired lately, but I do think the idea of
Lack of inspiration.
a bro stream is great.
Why don't you inspire her? She wants you to inspire her.
Okay, Grace, you have to do this. You have to
inspire, not criticize. See, there's a fine line.
It's impossible to do, Ben. I'm not criticizing.
Believe me.
I'm not criticizing.
Believe me. No, I understand that men understand that with every criticism, there's a lot of optimism, right? Because you're saying you can do so much better than you're doing.
Grace, do you want your dad to suffer?
Don't like that. They want you to say,
Ben.
You to say, I think you have the capacity, young lady, to do so many wonderful things today, but no pressure. And if you can't do any of them, and you really just like sort of increasingly grind us into poverty, that's cool too. That's how you have to come at them. And it doesn't work anyways.
No, it's not. Don't come at him like that. You need to come at him like, Grace, you have to do these things. What is the point of living, Grace? You're just going to sleep all day, be lazy, not put any effort in, no content. You're going to develop rashes. You're going to let your dad go without shower, let your dad eat ramen and Spam. Why don't you actually try to make something of your life?
We've been trying.
Do you want to be a loser? Grace.
That is what was for dinner last night. Ramen.
Oh, ramen.
Not even with a little
How are you guys so broke, Ben? You get donors, you get KCIP, you get subs, you get cash apps, you get KCIP.
Oh, and right? Taco Bell.
Oh, Taco Bell. Oh, great. Taco Bell.
We were in Taco Bell and we saw two young lesbians, and one of them was like butch, you know what I mean? Like just the conventional butch femme lesbian. One with the long hair, somewhat feminine. The other one barely could tell that it was a female. And the butch one was like in the other one's face and like really not giving her any space at all. And I'll tell you, those are the most dangerous people of all. Okay. Let's say Grace. Let's say you ran into Grace and she was in a lesbian relationship with an extraordinarily, like, kind of controlling, butch female who was like bigger than her, which would be hard to find. But now, and you said, I'm going to break that up. I'm going to break this girl out of that. She shouldn't be in a lesbian relationship. That's stupid. Wouldn't you be afraid of that, Butch? I would. I think those are scary people. They'll kill you. They got nothing to lose. Your thoughts? They're dangerous.
Okay.
You never had that experience?
The lesbians at Taco Bell?
I had a kind of e-girlfriend for some time. I don't want to go into the details, but she said she had a lesbian relationship in that the lesbian was butch and she lived in fear of her. And she otherwise said, like, dude, I would love to have sex with you. And she was very attractive. And I was like, I find you very attractive too. And she's like, yeah, but this lesbian won't let me go. And I live in terror. But I'm not sure if I should leave her. And I was like, you should leave her, bitch. And she's like, well, I'm too afraid to. And I was like, wow. Huh. But I was not really making plans to like liberate her, even though I'm backed up. It's been a long time since I've had any, how shall I say, feminine comforting
touch,
the human touch. And I don't know. I think I got to say, like, I think you're probably gonna, like, you know what I mean? That's like breaking up a serial killer in his prey. It's like, I don't want to get involved in that. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I don't really understand what you would say to someone like, because I don't understand why lesbians prefer to have sex with women than men. If I was a woman, I would say clearly dick is better than pussy, but like maybe not. I don't know what happens. They're like, no, pussy works good.
Damn, I use a better mug than you have. I have a better mug than you have, man.
I've bought really nice mugs, and I've said like, oh, I really want to use that mug, and you know, Grace, she manages to lose them or break them, and I end up with something that's like, you know, not really that inspiring to me, and she finds funny and like trollish.
Dude, oh yeah, Ben. Have
What
you
are
ever heard?
you talking
Ben,
about?
can you say? Have you ever heard of a concept called like upgrading your life? Like
Well, that's what I'm
making things
talking
in your
to you
life more.
about.
Huh?
Yeah, all right,
You talk about?
listen. Do you think it would be interesting? You've talked with Grace's mother at great length, had some really interesting conversations, and you recognize that she's a, how shall I say, interesting lady. I'm not allowed to say anything derogatory, disparaging, or I can go to jail. So let's say she's interesting.
Oh, Ruby's in chat.
Ruby.
You want to read her message, Ben?
Hey, Rip Shirt.
Read this, Ben.
What else is new? Ben is dirty, lying in filth, talking about how much he loves cock. How much I love cock? I love women who love cock. Is that gay?
Is that gay?
That doesn't sound gay, but I could see how you'd say, like, well, but if it ends in cock, it starts in love, you're gay. Okay. I'd have to own it at that point. I think you have to understand why a woman would love cock in order to be heterosexual, but that does sound gay. A part of me understands why a woman would love cock, because I would have to sort of feel like it's a good deal if she loved my cock to be able to sell it. If I didn't understand how anyone could love cock, then I would be hard for me to sell to a woman that she should love my cock. Is that not logically airtight? I think it is.
I get that.
In some way. Does that mean why not just cut out the middleman and suck my own dick? I've tried that. Not recently. But I think the middleman aspect of it really improves it a lot. Plus, I'm too old.
Maybe stop calling it the middle man. If you're referencing a woman.
The middle person. Thank you, Grace.
Middle woman.
The middle person.
Hey, Ruby's in chat. Ruby, did you even see our analysis? Actually, we changed our mind about Becky Poop, as OP.
I want Ruby to react.
Sure. She said she has no more shots left in her. She's not trying to be hostile. I love when Ruby does that thing. She's like, she's a fucking little pig demon. Sorry, I'm not trying to be negative. As if that makes it better. As if that's like, oh yeah, that wipes it away.
It's not like saying,
sorry, not trying to be negative.
I'm sorry, that was terrible behavior. I'm watching from the methadone clinic. And did you see any bowls of condoms that you want to hurl around? Are you drinking your iced coffee and feeling like maybe this is going to end up splayed across the floor?
Any messages for the other junkies? Yeah, let's start a riot, people.
Any riot?
Anybody want to start a riot?
Riot starting impulse. Now, Ruby, I just have one question for you, and you can, since you've blown all your wads or something like that. She's out of nut.
Out of ammo.
Ammo. Okay, interesting that a woman would think of herself in terms of those sorts of terms. That those seem like masculine sort of images, like I've shot my wad. But anyways, question for Ruby.
Rubster.
It's just a question. I get it. We are suffering from rejection dysphoria because although we've made it clear that we think Becky is an idiot from the beginning, we were secretly hoping that she would take us into the Becky Boop universe, which is obviously failing really fast. Great analysis. Guilty as charged, or should I say properly diagnosed. Thank you. That's going to help a lot because it makes sense. However, leaving that aside, Did you think? I don't know if you watched when I analyzed what Becky said. Oops, can't like. Oh, Keem said, I guess I can say this, and then went on to say like that. He had told her that Grace was trying to beg to get on back on his show. He had suggested to her that she take Grace into her universe because he wasn't going to have Grace in his universe, no matter how much she begged and no matter how many nudes and lewds and pornographic images of herself that she sent to him.
Ruby has your response.
Including obvious incest porn.
She has your response.
Okay.
Ben and Grace, you are wrong about your Becky theory and burned a bridge Becky was trying to build by
making the
show sensitive.
Okay, so do you think Becky is genuinely and with no sort of looking back, breaking away from the Lolcow universe and doing her own thing in a way that is maximally trying to aim for success? Or is it, I mean, you can't possibly believe that. And that what she came up with is like the absolute best content she could come up with in terms of just gaining viewership. And, you know, sort of disregarding Keem's feelings because she knows he's Machiavellian. Do you agree with that? What does she say? See, that cop's not leaving. He's eating his pizza and he's watching us.
It's 10 a.m. How is a cop eating pizza?
That's true. Who
Becky
goes to Domino's at 10?
Becky said she wanted to do IRL and Grace was butthurt. She wanted to talk offline first. Lols. It's just more content cut by Thorp's lack of social skills.
No, but can you answer that question? Do you think she's like, it's not a big deal. It's not to say like, yeah, that's true. Is not saying I endorse Ben Thorp and I overlook his obvious raping, molesting of children, goats. I'm not saying you're going to take back any of your robust allegations and diagnoses, even though they contradict each other constantly. For real, I'm a junkie and I never lived like these weirdos. Yes, true. I don't think you've ever engaged in a lifestyle similar to our lifestyle, except when you were with us for a bit. And I think it was fun. But it's not your kind of thing. Your kind of thing is different. But can you answer the fucking question? Hey, Dalmatian, would you have Ruby up?
Yeah. You guys want her to come up?
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about right here, right now. We can workshop it, spitball it. I'm a fantastic streamer. I think you are a great host.
Okay. Great. Okay, I took you off. Just please stop giving me compliments, Ben. Repeat question on multitasking.
Dick is huge and Grace knows it. Oh, sorry. Back.
She can't come up, Ben. She's at her methadone clinic or something.
Ruby says, repeat question. I'm multitasking.
I know, yes. Left hand, throwing condoms around. Right hand.
Smashing coffee.
Throwing coffee on the floor. And
I'm busy.
Creating a riot and a disturbance while being on your phone obsessively chatting when you could just be on stream. Oh, I see what she can't stream. I take it back, Ruby. Do not come on the panel and jeopardize a third methadone clinic.
Follow the rules.
Follow the rules.
Yeah, follow the rules. Yes, I'm throwing condoms and coffee, rioting.
She's throwing condoms and coffee rioting. Okay, great.
I would love to see the video camera footage of that.
It'd be funny.
Fuck you, fuckers.
It is funny, Ruby. Those things. And you know, the thing about Ruby is like, she is very funny. That is a funny story. Whatever. Who cares, right? I'm sure that's just Tuesday for them. And it's a funny story, and she's very willing to share and what kind of like in some ways self-own.
Yeah.
But if someone else says it, she could be just repeats even the same story, and you know, she gets super sensitive about that. But that's bitches, you know what I mean? They want to tell their self-own. Me Too is a crash up for the ages. Yeah, that's true. And of course, that's light fare. You know, it's not really harming anyone. You weren't really attempting to have a riot. That's not how someone actually has a riot go on, but like it's kind of funny. Ruby is skinny and rich.
Hey
No,
Ben, did you see Ruby's like skin color leggings she wore on stream the other day?
No,
You didn't see them?
I don't know what that means. Skin colored leggings.
Yeah. Here, she posted this picture to Twitter.
Oh, she's got kind of like a nude.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
yeah, that picture. I don't think it's a good idea. Like, not this slutty. It's just like
I don't really like nude leggings or nude panties.
I don't think it's a. I don't. Yeah, I don't think it's a good look. Would you agree with me? Like, it's not that her body looks bad. It's just like it looks like she's wearing pantyhose.
Well, she is.
Like she's wearing nude tights.
Yeah.
And took a picture.
Yeah.
Nobody really does that though.
It's a weird look because it looks like you're sort of becoming a Mattel Barbie doll with no genitalia. So I don't know, you know. But listen, what was I going to say, Grace?
You were talking about Ruby, Becky.
Oh, the cop left.
Yes.
He had a
Oh,
slice.
thank God.
He's out. Wouldn't it be fun to be a cop? It's like I don't really think anyone tells them what to do. They're just like, I mean, he could say like, "Oh yeah, it looks suspicious in that parking lot," so I hung there for a little bit. Then I drove wherever the fuck I wanted to and went to a different parking lot. You know what I mean? I mean, there's not like a hot crime area in this town. It's like there's nothing going on, obviously, ever. But they just wander around and frighten everyone. And occasionally they get a call about like, you know, there's a loose raccoon here or something. It's a pretty cushy life. The only better life, I think, is like a firefighter who's just sitting around looking at pornography with the bros, and then like once every month there's something. They just clean their fire truck all day. You know what I mean? It's pretty easy. And you get a huge pension, whatever. And you do like 3 things ever. There's like 3 fires that are actually like scary. And you don't even go into those because you're like union, you know what I mean? And you're like, well, you know, our number one thing here is protecting ourselves. Sure, there's a kid that's just like dying in there, but like, guys, follow protocol. You know what I mean? It rarely is very scary, except if you're in NYFD on 9/11, and then I would admit that's tough. But they say everyone goes, "You're a brave hero. Salute. You're the best." And meanwhile, 99% of the time they're just farting around. You know.
Ruby said she's open to collaborating with me.
Yes.
See, there you go.
But okay, guys.
Do you see the vision? Do you see the vision?
No, Ben.
10 p.m. You're doing your thing. 8 to 10 p.m. You're going head to head against lol cow queens, which they can fill you in on what that is. It doesn't matter. Them filling you in on what they're doing as they're doing it would actually help to frame it and help them understand what's going on. And they don't have to be friendly, right? Ruby's concern, and it's a real concern. She's got a great reputation online, even though she's openly admitted to being a pornographer, a prostitute, and a fentanyl junkie. She has a reputation to preserve, and that reputation is sullied by being associated too closely with people who have had gossip and allegations made about them for which there's almost no evidence whatsoever, and the only evidence is people like her circulating these rumors. But nevertheless, I understand it. But her reputational danger can be assuaged by being on a third channel run by Opus Don, who is neither a Thorpophile nor a Rubiophile, and on a channel hosted by you, who is also a person who's broadly friendly to, if anything, I would say a little bit hostile to us, in the sense that you think that we could do a lot better and our lifestyle sucks. And so she can be comfortable knowing that since she's not overly closely associated and won't stain her reputation, her pristine reputation, despite having tons of pornography circulating that she made freely and openly, being a junkie, who is right at this moment pursuing her addiction by taking serious. This is the thing. Do you know what methadone is? Do you know what methadone is?
I looked it up on stream the other day. It's
It's
like
not aspirin, right? It's not aspirin. It's not vitamins. It's not, working out. It's a very serious opioid drug, which has basically the same effect of like heroin, correct?
sure, yeah. It's not
Okay,
as strong though, or as addicting. It can't
yes,
kill
not
you.
as,
You
but
can't overdose on it or
like
something, right?
you can, but it's
Oh,
harder. It's harder, right?
okay.
So I'm saying I agree that it's, but what I'm saying is, if you say like, I don't have any substance abuse issues currently. I just smoke cigarettes and I drink Red Bulls and I occasionally have a Bud Light. That's not true if every day your life revolves around getting methadone. I mean, if someone who never had abused opioids, and I know she's a victim of that opioid addiction, right? We have to make sure that we understand that first and foremost. But if someone who was lucky enough, not a victim of doing that, not a victim of for years taking what everyone knows to be the most dangerous drug imaginable, which will stop your heart and your breathing because it's basically an elephant tranquilizer. If you were to say like, hey, let's go score some methadone, and let's give some to our friends who are also not hooked on this, that would be a kind of crazy thing to do. That would be like a massive, you would be getting very, very high with those people, right? Like crazy. It's not like getting a cigarette or having an extra couple of chips from the Doritos bag. It's like a serious drug. But nevertheless, I suppose some people can call that medication and then just say, I don't abuse substances, except I do smoke cigarettes, do a little bit of weed, and have a Bud Light here and there. And I also take my medication. But that's not really what's going on.
Dalmatian.
Yes, yeah.
I wish that
And if someone doesn't give me my medication, I'm going to start a riot and act in criminal ways. My free medication. I'm going to start a riot and act in criminal ways that may maybe get locked up. And at the very least,
Kino.
And then threaten the people who are giving me the free medication.
Thanks, Barry.
And dox them.
Dalmatian.
While claiming
At
to
the
be a victim of doxing.
APT clinic.
Here, you want to read this?
I think the key thing is that I'm able to sustain employment and human relationships in a way that I couldn't earlier. Call it whatever you want. People come to their own conclusions. I don't care. Ruby, I will
completely
admit,
agree with that.
I will
completely
admit,
agree with that.
from the time we met you to now, you're doing better.
That is
You
true.
seem to be doing better. I think
That is true.
I think weirdly you were on like really good behavior with us. I'm not saying specifically for us. I just think it's something you do for strangers. And so like you were really trying to keep it together, and then we had the fallout, and you kind of had like a bunch of manic spirals. Forget what we did, but like the rapping and stuff. Suck this clitty, please. Like you kind of lost it.
Yeah.
And now, like, yeah, you did lose 50 pounds. That's impressive, and like you have a job and stuff. So
yeah.
you are doing a lot better. I don't know how you were doing when we met up with you, but I think you were quite lonely. So.
Well, I think as you pull away from an extreme situation, it does get more and more stable. And we do wish you the best, genuinely, in regards of that. And I don't think that your interactions with us are something which makes you a victim. In fact, they, I think lean you in the direction of healthier stuff. Not all people have that experience, but I do think one of the reasons you're skinny is because you have an obsession with competing with Grace. And I think that's good. I think you're jealous of her in a healthy way. And, you want to compete with her. And I think that's actually a good impulse. That's not envy.
Hold on a second.
It's jealousy in a good sense. Like, I'm jealous of Keem's success. I want to get that bag, and I want to have a big, stupid, idiotic house in the middle of Buffalo, on the outskirts of Buffalo, New York, and some slut, idiot, white trash, garbage human being who tries to get me to have sex with her, and I fail to do so. So she brings in other girls, including, what was the name of the? Hey, we got Slossie from the bar.
We got Sierra's pussy
Sierra's
wet
pussy's
tonight.
wet.
Hey!
Sierra's pussy's wet. Maybe I will get an erection tonight.
Ruby says.
I'm envious of all that.
Ruby says.
Jealous.
Says the people who threw themselves at me and I never once initiated contact, but it's okay, pop off, queen. Well, Rubester, you did initiate contact. I wouldn't have known who you were if you hadn't DM'd me on Instagram and asked to interview me.
Hey.
And asked if I liked cougars. So you were the first one to make contact.
Yeah.
If we're being precise. But Dalmatian, what I wish people could understand is that I really truly feel like there's so much money to be made. For example, with me, Ruby, Ava, and like Savage or somebody like that to tie it all together. And I wish people could understand that it's actually better that we don't love each other and are totally besties.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's the most interesting thing is when there's tension.
In the drama world, you don't want to be besties.
You don't want to be besties. And I wish people could just put their egos aside and like make money from that.
Get in the ring.
There's a lot of money to be made.
Exactly.
It would be entertaining. It's not personal, but it works.
Grace!
Hold on. But it works better if we're not friendly.
It's my device. If I have to call the cops to get it back, I will. Now, Dalmatian Dog, got a little question for you, trivia question. Who are the highest paid entertainers in the world? Athletes. Sorry.
Okay.
Who are the highest paid athletes in the world? Easy answer. What sport pays the best?
I have no idea. Football? Basketball?
Nope. In other words, if you're this person, you can make tens of millions of dollars in an hour.
Golf?
In an hour. Think about it. What sport rarely goes more than an hour, occurs once every several months, and involves an individual person, and pays crazy money?
Well, we'll let chat try to, unless you really want. I have no idea, Ben. Chat.
You don't know? How do you make a bag in an hour of work? You've got to train for it a lot.
Oh, boxing.
Boxing, of course. Boxing by far, right? Even if you were to say in a year, but like hourly wage is crazy. When Mike Tyson was in the ring, he was making millions of dollars per second, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, it's like the biggest payoff. And maybe in any and maybe Elon Musk doesn't even make that much per second, and he has to work quite hard. I mean, but anyways, you have to do a lot of training, etc. But what I'm saying is, the most lucrative and one of the most lucrative endeavors that any human person can do does not require, and in fact sucks if you're friends with your competitor, right? They want there to seem like there's actual tension to justify the fight. They want to seem like, I really want to crush this guy. So to say, hey, first we've got to be friends, then we can make money. I mean, that's not true in life. Do you agree, Grace?
Yeah.
I mean, granted, in the end, it'd be nice. It's nice if they say it was a good fight. He's a great whatever, but like no one really cares about that. That's not what's paying the bills. People want to see two men in tension who are, going to slug it out in an arena for millions and millions of dollars in front of millions of people watching, both live and on the big screen. Those are the most expensive tickets in entertainment. And so that tells us something about the nature of entertainment. You don't got to love people. People want to see clash. So why do we have to first make sure that Ruby and us are the best of friends, and we absolutely love everything about her and believe everything about her is fantastic and don't have any moral qualms, or vice versa, in order to make that bag? It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, Ben is absolutely right. I think there should be some tension. Maybe the tension is good. Maybe he's right.
It's more entertaining.
Hey, listen.
If Ruby's constantly calling me fat and I'm calling her a drug addict, that's funnier.
Yeah, if we didn't poke fun of Ruby being a little bit overweight, which she only ever was a little bit overweight, would she have lost the weight and become healthier? Probably not. If she loves showing off her body that is healthier and better looking and more attractive. And I'm glad for that. And
Ben,
if Grace
can you read this one?
Let me
Will you
ask
read
you this. If Grace
please,
gains
Ben.
weight,
Okay, I muted you, Ben. I muted you. Please just read this one.
it's not an issue. Well, I'm muted. Oh, it's not an issue of friendship. It's an issue of you, Ben, because you are so widely hated and not monetizable. Well, Ruby, let me ask you this question about the last thing, not monetizable. If I come on your stream, and Dalmatian, you can answer this question. When me and Grace come on this stream, does it get less viewers or more viewers? Simple question.
It's a pretty self-explanatory answer, Ben.
What's the answer?
Yeah, it does well. It does a lot better. Yes,
It gets a real boost.
absolutely.
Okay, so you really can't say that, and a boost in viewership, that's the core, and money flows from that. But we can't see the monetizability of this channel right now because it's not monetized. But like if it was, you would assume that both you get a higher view count and more money flowing in. So Ruby, in that sense, is wrong. She's not. She's saying something that is not true. Can you say that? What Ruby said there is not true. Can you repeat that phrase?
I don't know if I can.
Ruby is incorrect to say that interacting with the Thorps is not monetizable.
Ruby is incorrect to say that interacting with the Thorps is not monetizable.
That's all. You have
Do
to
you
say
agree
that,
or not?
Or we cannot continue with this
Or
conversation.
not?
If Ben and Grace stopped beating the shit out of each other, it would be easier to work with y'all.
Well, actually, the tension between Grace and I did bring in viewers. So I agree that it's not optimal, but it's certainly not the worst case scenario.
Also, Ruby's saying, Grace, you went nuclear on Becky when she was reaching out. I didn't go nuclear. I just said what was the honest truth.
I went nuclear.
You went nuclear, but in chat, I think that's what she was referring.
Okay. So Ruby, okay, let's say we went nuclear. Okay, so that was our strategy. You think it was a stupid idea. Okay, so that should be great for you because I know that she raided you. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Raided your stream. Okay, so she's very friendly with you, and you now might be very in a position to get on her channel and interact with her and be part of BBU. So, okay, so we were stupid and you were smart. If your strategy is a smart strategy, and I understand you could say that, but I just don't really see how. I just don't really see how. Like, so you win. Like, go ahead and win and show us that that's a good strategy. We'll pursue our strategy. You pursue yours. In terms of being fat, your strategy, whatever it was, has proven to be you're in peak physical shape in terms of fat. Grace is not. So in terms of that, you're winning. So now do the same in terms of Becky Boop and show us up, and may the best man win. But if you're saying we did something and it was stupid, we would say, okay, we did that self-consciously as part of a strategy. I would be happy, or Grace might be happy to say like why we did that. But just to say like that was stupid, you should do what I say to do, like that's not the world we live in. I don't think Grace sees you as a mommy who's going to tell her what to do and she needs to listen to mommy. Is that the relationship you have? You're fucking dom. You're a lesbian dom. Those are the scariest people of all.
As we've learned.
I mean, you did say you want to eat her out. I mean, that's so gross. Oh, well, you wanted to make out. She wanted to make out with you and have sex with you. I think Ruby did say something like that. That's gross, dude. You're a crazy. Get the fuck out of here. It's fine if you say you want to suck my cock and take the gravy. That's fine. It's a little weird, but like, I get it. Who wouldn't? It's obviously true. But I mean, why talk about Grace sexually? She was like 20 at the time, and you're 35. It seems predatory and crazy.
Grace and Ben both trigger me, so like I get why that makes content. I get why people want to see that. It's just that y'all don't respect basic boundaries, and that's your choice. We'll see who wins.
No. Let me respect a basic boundary. We're never, ever, 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 ever going to interact with you in real life. Ever. So
easy boundary. There we go.
So there you go. Okay, so now it's the internet. And we have to respect your boundaries on the internet. Okay, we generally respect TOS. You know that. So and we're even saying like we don't even want you on our channel or want to be on your channel. We'll interact with you on a neutral channel run by OPC Don and hosted by Dalmatian Dog. And within that, like, fuck you and any additional boundaries you might have. Suck my fucking dick. That's the boundary. Words are just words, bitch. Get over yourself.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say Ruby's strategy with Becky ended up with her getting raided with I think like 500 people last night, and I was just checking on the numbers as I was watching, and it got down to like I think 70 in about half an hour.
Ouch.
So I don't know how well that strategy is working.
But you go, girl.
But you know,
Slay queen.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. She did raid you.
I absolutely, and have never changed my opinion on this, absolutely think that Ruby would be one of the greats in a drama type sphere like Queens, which is not really my forte at all because I'm not into drama and I'm not a woman. So, but you're an A+. You have A+ potential. I just say get out there more, and you're doing a great job with solo streams. Just get out there more and worry a little bit less about acting like a princess, because you know one of the things I think that people who have engaged in prostitution say, pornography say, and the use of the most dangerous drugs in the world, and interacted with obviously the criminal sphere at great length, might say is, I'm not really a princess who needs to have all of these finely set boundaries. But apparently that's not the case. There are even more princesses because of having done all of that stuff. But I mean, you might want to revise that a bit.
Dalmatian, have you left the stream? Hello? Any response at all? Any interaction? Any thoughts going on in that little bubble brain of yours?
That's horrible to say, Grace.
Dalmatian, can I ask you a question? Let's say you had a sister. I'm not talking about your sister, so don't get upset if you had one. If your sister engaged in like hardcore pornography with like 20 or 30 black guys, including anal, okay, and then she says like, I'm a princess, would you say that activity makes you less of a princess, or the same amount of a princess, or even more of a princess? It's an easy question. Hello?
Dalmatian?
Thorps, I'm sorry, I can't answer some of these questions. They're just too far.
You have to answer that question.
Can you guys answer my questions? Can you guys answer my questions? What about a schedule,
that question, I will ask no more questions, but you have to answer that question.
I'm not going to answer that question.
If your sister or your mother
Ben,
engage.
Ben. Is he going to leave? He might leave. His camera's reloading. I guess he left. I'm sorry. I just can't answer their questions. It's too fucking far, Ben. Can you just act normal when you get on stream? Like, okay, I get it. Like, all right, I'm going to kick him off because it's just loading forever. I assume he left. Ben, I'm kicking you out. Guys, I'm going to end. It was a good show today. We got our Ben fighting with Ruby in the chat drama, so I hope everybody's happy. Please subscribe, everybody. Please subscribe. The Thorps are so unbearable, guys. Like, Ben literally wants me to, like, say these things, like, telling me what to say and so on. Like, Ben, I'm not your daughter. He treats me like I'm Grace. Like, whenever I talk to Ben, he doesn't treat me... He treats me like he ignores what I say. He doesn't want me to talk. He just talks over me, talks forever, doesn't let me interrupt him. There's really no point of me being there. I'm just, like, kind of an overseer of the whole thing. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Ruby. So we did a 6-hour show, so please subscribe, guys. Goodbye, everybody.